I've been able to walk on this knee in almost a normal way. I can climb stairs, I can take walks. I'm up to a mile and a half where I can walk. So I'm feeling like things are rapidly improving. And I think the more the Qvibz improves, the more I improve. My diabetic usage of glucose has dropped dramatically. So I'm starting to see improvement there. And it really started with the touch.
Okay. Hey, Paul, welcome to Touch Tales.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am really looking forward to hearing your good news, my friend.
Well, I'm looking forward to telling you all about it. So, where do we start?
Why don't you start, because some of the listeners might be brand new here. So can you just, quickly review your history?
Sure can. Sure can. Um, 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with two types of cancer. I had prostate cancer and multiple myeloma, both occurring about the same time. So, we dealt, a short story, we dealt with the prostate cancer pretty easily through radiation. And then this is before I joined QHS too. The second was multiple myeloma, which is a cancer of the plasma producing cells inside the bone. All right. Unfortunately, this is a recurring cancer. You can basically wipe it out, but it'll come back in 5 to 7 years, according to the statistics. So I was facing that, but of course we had to get started. So my oncologist put me on chemotherapy, and the first round was to be 4 months of chemotherapy. But somehow, with her selection of the chemo drugs, I was in remission within 2 months, in 2 weeks after we started. Unfortunately, I had to go through this whole 4 months anyway. Okay. So I ended up with some immune deficiencies uh, that still persist today, in the form of a reduced amount of a certain immune globulin. And it was after that, it was about in the same year, but later in the year, that I finally found QHS. And it was around December of that year. So I've been with QHS now for, I don't know, a year and a half, something like that. So, of course, began using the devices, and a lot of things got better with me. And my lab work started to improve, but it was pretty slow. But as the devices improved, my lab work improved faster. All right. So today, things are rapidly changing with the Qvibz and in combination with the V9. And now I was part of the test program for the new V9. So I'm seeing a much more rapid, healing going on right now. But the interesting thing is that even though my oncologist says that I'm still immune deficient, I haven't been sick in 2 years. Okay, not at all, not even a sniffle. That's because I took a certain set of supplements during that time, which were engineered to be antiviral, and that's been it. My wife and I both do those, and we're in pretty good shape. So in the last three months, I would say, the biggest concern was my blood panel, where the immune deficiency showed up. I was, where you would see anemia as well. Last three lab reports, which is 3 months, I have a perfect blood panel, and my metabolic measures too are in good shape. So the only thing left to deal, I just got another lab report today. It was the same kind of situation where I did improve, but the measure of the amount, what they call light chains, which are proteins in the bone which form the plasma cells, are a bit high. but they've been that number for the last 3 months. So they're not increasing. They're steady. Everything's steady and stable right now. So I'm waiting to see when it finally drops over the edge. My oncologist, I saw her just this past week, and she said to me, she said, I'm going to have to treat you differently because of the way you present. She said, I can't go at this in a normal way. So she's looking for cancer, and she's not finding it, is what it is. So whatever's going on in my bones is not manifesting in cancer. So, but she's still got me going for a PET scan in about 5 weeks, just so she can see if there's anything, because she's not seeing it at all. So she's looking at one side of my labs and she's not seeing it, and nothing's changing. But on other parts, I'm very healthy. So, and she knows that in my left knee, the multiple myeloma basically ate away part of my bone just below my knee. Yeah, there's a hole about that big there. And the orthopedist found it, and he was amazed, because they don't know how to treat that. They want to fill it with some material or something like that. And I said, no, because I thought I had arthritis, but I didn't. And so through subsequent X-ray, this is what we found. My oncologist diagnosed it that way. But then on a subsequent X-ray, we saw where the bone is filling in. So there's healing going on for sure. But neither one of those people know that I'm with QHS and that I'm using these frequency devices. My oncologist is an evidence-based physician, and she's not going to accept anything beyond her care and what she recommends. And so I could tell her that all day and she would not believe it. So I'll just have to make her a believer over time as my healing continues. I've been able to walk on this knee in almost a normal way. I can climb stairs, I can take walks. I'm up to 1.5 miles where I can walk. So I'm feeling like things are rapidly improving. And I think the more the Qvibz improves, the more I improve. So I'm looking, bones are hard or take a while to heal. And I'm certain that it's going to be a few more months, maybe into next year. But, all I have is every once in a while a slight ache on my knee. And I put the Qvibz device through the phone, smack right on my knee, right on that spot, at least 3 times a day. And I use it in other parts of my body for the other one because I have a lot of issues. But I used to have arthritis in my hands, and that's almost gone. So I'm a pretty happy camper right now. I mean, being my age, I thought, well, I didn't know what I had to look forward to, but my wife and I are both amazed. She has joint issues as well from falls and broken elbow and knee and things like that, and she's feeling okay too. So we're both
Wow,
looking
that's a
forward.
lot, Paul. That's a lot. Okay, you've just covered a lot of benefits. So for the average listener that really just it went right over their head, can you just summarize the 3 or 4 things that you saw as an improvement? Like the knee, like just do it in your own words, but just summarize those. I think there was maybe 4 things.
Yeah. Well, there's a 5th too.
Oh,
The cancer is basically in remission. She thought it was coming back, but it's not. Because she can't find it and she's hunting for it. Okay, that's fine. I'd like to see what she ends up finding myself. Got that, and of course, I can't say that my prostate cancer had anything to do with the QHS devices because that was way before that.
mhm.
And so, like I said, my blood panels and everything have trended toward normal. I'm a diabetic, and my diabetic usage of glucose has dropped dramatically. So I'm starting to see improvement there. And it really started with the touch is when those numbers started. I saw some improvement, but vast improvement since then. So my average weekly glucose is in a place where I'm I don't think I've ever seen it that low. So I'm pretty happy about that. So I got multiple things going on, but I guess the devices decide with the frequencies which I get to deal with first. But it looks like all of them are being dealt with, and of course arthritis in my hands as well. So I mean, I can make a fist, a tight fist. I can grip things. I don't have any issues. Used to have trigger finger and soreness and everything else, but that's been dealt with as well.
How often are you using the touch?
Oh, well, when I was on the current released one, I was using it 5 times a day because I would wake up in the middle of the night and I go, okay, let's do a midnight touch, and I would do that. So I was doing it 4 or 5 times a day, which was, I think, close to the maximum when we left off. Now with the beta testing, where you can use it as much as you need to, I was about stayed about that. Yeah.
Nice. That's wonderful. Paul, will you come back and let us know how the PET scan results come out in 5 months?
I sure do. It'll be about 5 weeks. I
Oh,
think,
5 weeks. Okay,
yeah,
better.
I think it'll be about the end of April that they've got me scheduled up for. Sure, I'll let everybody know.
That's awesome. So what would you like to say in closing, my dear?
Um, I, I would say that I'm a believer. If you're skeptical and think nothing's happening, don't be fooled. It's fortunate that I have lab work almost every 3, 4 weeks. Okay. I see the progress. And some of these labs you wouldn't know because they're deep in your system, they're in your blood, and it's places where you wouldn't feel it, but you could definitely see the improvement.
I'm so excited. That is going to give hope to so many people, Paul.
I hope so.
That's
I'll
awesome.
be, I'll be the one to talk to.
Well, thank you for sharing this beautiful story for all of our members, all of our subscribers, and everyone here. I can't wait to share it with the team.
Thanks, Tracy.
Okay.